All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson on how chasing the approval of wicked women has caused for a lot of Israelites to bug out, man. Right? It's caused for a lot of Israelites to bug out. And before I even really go into this lesson, man, I just want to talk about how this one guy, man, this self-called guerrilla Hebrew guy, man. This guy really is proud, right? This guy really is proud, and I've been called proud before, man. And at the time when I've been called proud before, maybe I was, man. Right? Maybe I was being proud and that, right? But this guy is proud too. Like, this guy is proud, man. Like, this guy is being a real demon and had the nerve to want to be called the chief high priest. But nah, you ain't that, bruv. Because with all that's just came out about this guy, like, it's like you thinking, has this guy even learned a lesson? Did he even show any humility with what he actually did? For what he actually did, has he even really showed any humility? That humility that he tried to do on the camera and all that was clearly fake. Because the guy's gone back to doing exactly the same stuff as what he did before. Talking about the chief high priest and all that. Like, no, you're not, bruv. You're just a demon. But the reason why this guy does the thing and is as proud as he is, right, is because of women. It's a thing of men chasing the approval of wicked women, man. Let's go to this, right? First Ezra chapter 4, and that's not to blame the women for his sins, because his sins are his own, man. But he's an example of how men can be led astray by chasing the approval of wicked women that are ultimately demons themselves, man. Right? First Ezra chapter 4, and let me go to, I'm gonna start up high, man, on this. First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 13. Then the third who spoke of women, then the third who had spoken of women and the truth, this was Zerubbabel, began to speak. O ye men, is it not the great king? Excuse me, O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or have the lordship over them? Are they not women? Right? And women have we can all say that women ain't this and women ain't that in this world, but they have a large portion of power in this world, right? They have a certain power over men in the world in general, man, right? But the truth is greater than that, because the truth is, which this might sound contradictory, the truth is that at the same time as women do have power over men, they really don't have any. Because the moment a man says you're not having none of that power no more, they don't have any. The moment a man decides that he doesn't want to honor the woman as something that's the weaker vessel and wants to show her, listen, man, I'm going to dishonor you as the weaker vessel, that woman loses all the things that she had built up for herself from a man showing her mercy. You understand? Verse 50, let me read verse 14 again. O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or have lordship over them? Are they not women? Because men chasing the approval of women in this world, especially wicked women, has caused for a whole bunch of madness among the children of Israel, man. The whole gang culture thing and all of that is because of men chasing the approval of women. This current recent, the chief high cheeks, yeah, and all the shit that this geezer just recently did, right? Hebrew and an ass clap. All the stuff that this guy just recently got caught doing, that was from chasing the approval of women. He was prepared with his big 6'5" self to make women sprawl him out, bruh. And then still proud. That's the thing. Still proud. Because he must be thinking that, oh, there can't be nothing worse that can come out about me than that. Oh, there is. There's more things that Yahweh can put the spirit on you to go even worse of a demon than that. Absolute ridiculous nerve, man. Like, man. But it's because of women why this stuff happens, man. Because of men chasing the approval of the wrong women. Because if men was chasing the approval of women like I'm struggling to think of any. Judith, right? Sarah. Well, then they wouldn't do such things. You see what I mean? They wouldn't try and be thugs because women like that wouldn't be attracted to thugs, would they? But most women in this world are attracted to men that are wicked. Therefore, men become wicked because they're chasing their glory. And they're going to chase what their glory wants, which their glory, being a woman, wants a man that is a complete scumbag, a complete demon, a complete tyrant among the world, man. And a rainbow thug, you know what I mean? So a man's gonna wear caps and all that, like the cap with the twist on it, the cap with the lean on it. You know what I mean? He might roll around with a weapon because he don't play with nillas. You know what I mean? And he'll smack a nilla and he'll clap a nilla and all of this because that's what she likes. That's what she likes and that's what she wants. So therefore he's gonna chase around what she's into. And over here in the UK, that's what's caused a lot of that. Over there in America, for damn sure, that's been the cause of many spirits going back up to Yahweh, man, because men are chasing what and to try and impress wicked women. And even though there's still the simp spirit's kind of being torn out of this world, some people are doubling down, man. The only reason why men really care for the most part now about trying to do that whole gang thing is because they're still chasing the approval of wicked ass Israelite women, man. That I don't like that. He's corny. He's corny. Some woman that hasn't even got the courage to wear her own hair, and you're chasing the approval of somebody that's trying to run from what they really look like every day, and you're trying to get their approval, but they don't even like themselves. They don't wear their own hair, yet they're talking about they're on a real one. You ain't real, bruh. You ain't a real one. Your hair does not grow straight like that. Now, if a woman's to straighten her own hair, well, now we're talking. And then she can style her own hair how she wants to. But people are trying to look down on the Israelite man for wanting to date another nation, right? Or wanting to have another nation as a concubine or whatever. And they'll be like, whoa, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? What is it that you're under in life? And people can date whatever woman of whatever nation they want to date, man. If somebody wants to date a so-called black woman, is that any of my business? No, it isn't, man. But if they want to date a wicked Israelite woman, well, then that's going to be their mourning period that they're going to have based on that, man. Because not every single Israelite woman's wicked, but so many of them are that, man, you can't really tell the difference because the ones that are not wicked don't really say anything against the ones that are because of some fake sisterhood thing that even the women that are trying to be righteous are still under that BS. Verse 16, even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh from. That's why right now, even still now to this day, man, you still have women say, oh, but your mom, but without women, you wouldn't be born. That's where it's come from. This comes from, because it is true. Without women, men would not be born. But guess what, though? The truth's stronger than women. And guess what? Without women, without men, you wouldn't be born neither. Yeah? So without women, men wouldn't be born. But without men, women and men wouldn't be born too, because the seed comes from us. And you can say, oh, but they only dropped the seed. Mate, Say that about anything else that grow from a seed. Or without the apple, you wouldn't be, mate. Nah, the seed made the apple. Just like how the seed made your ass. And that's why the truth is stronger than women. Because if you take away the truth, if we take away sticking to the truth, right? Can run circles around men when you don't have to tell the truth. Just look at what happens when a woman can get away with lying. Just look at this world. And look at what happens when a woman's able to get away with lying and is able to avoid accountability. Look at all the circles they can run around from men. Every man really is a narcissist if we go based on what women accuse us of. I'm a narcissist. You are, you know what I mean? You're controlling. I am. You know what I mean? You ain't shit. I ain't shit. If we was to go by, if one woman in our lifetime is accused of any of these such things, then how many of us are not narcissists? And all of these different terms, man. We're all narcissistic, man. If it's based on what women say, if it's based on lies, if it's based on the truth, well then things change a little. In fact, things change in a major way. But in this world, many men just chase after the approval of wicked women, man, and it's led to a lot of madness. And it's led to a lot of this whole scandal what this guy did. And he's still proud though. I've seen some of the things that have came out and I'm like, rah, this guy is still proud, bro. So what is the judgment gonna be for this kind of guy? That's still proud? Like there's gonna be a heavy judgment that's gonna come for being that proud after what you did, man. When you should be shamed. Like you can't think that this person a person like that's moving like that still believes in the Lord, man. And there'll come a time in every person's life where they'll have to really consider, am I choosing to want to be on the side of the good guys or the bad guys, man? Am I choosing to try and be the side on where the heroes are gonna do things or where the villains are, man? And in my opinion, that guy's chose the side of villains right now. He's chose to be the villain side, man. He's like, man, fuck it. This side, since we departed from the Greeks, we've had much trouble. So I'm just gonna side with the Greeks. That's what it seems like to me. But who am I in life, innit? Maybe I don't know nothing to do with the scriptures, man. That's possible too. You know what I mean? Everything's possible, man. It's possible that I could be bogged out, man. But we're gonna end up finding out, right? Every Israelite gets the kingdom anyway. That's our belief, right? But it's better to get it, and I want to get it the first go round. I want to remember this world too, man, and end up getting the kingdom. I don't want to forget, even though this place has been hell, I want to remember this sour world, because then that's going to make the kingdom of heaven that much greater, to have known both worlds, man, this wicked ass time now, and the beauty of what the kingdom is going to behold, man. That's the true honor, to be able to know good and evil. That's the true way. That's going to be where those Israelites are going to be the ultimate batch of gods, right? The ones that really know and remember the good and the evil, man. Verse 17, these also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be, which is true, right? But then, like I said that earlier, but then the truth is that goes vice versa. Without men, women can't be neither. And women have been able to get a lot of glory off of a physiological thing that they did not invent. They didn't invent the birthing process. It's not like if you go back to the time of Adam and Eve, there was a time where both men and women could give birth, or that, oh nah, the woman wasn't born doing that. No, the woman was born doing that. So she don't get no honor for that. She don't get no hype or no praise, because Yahweh made her able to do that. Just like how men, we shouldn't get no praise really for us producing a seed, because that's not of us. Yahweh made us able to produce the seed. But women have somehow tried to usurp the whole birthing process and make out like they do it alone, when they don't. They don't do the birthing process alone, man. They always need a man to do it. Every single time, every single birth that's been involved, that's ever took place in this earth, has involved a man and a woman being involved in it. Whereas this world tries to make it like it's only women that are involved, like women are just plopping out children and they don't need no man, they don't need no man for that. Which is not true. Verse 18. Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is commonly in favour and beauty? And that's true. Men go out, they want the Levi jeans, the Machino jeans, the Visu jeans, yeah, the Rolly, the bust down Rolly, hoping that it don't get stoley, right? They want all the garms, you know what I mean? The latest Nike Jordan M1s, 10-1s, whatever the hell the latest trainers will be calling that. They want the Yeezys. They want a Back to the Future with a space bubble in it, and you can block the space bubble on them in it. Just in the hope that some funky woman wearing Primark with a weave says, "Oh, I like the way you got that on, sugar." And then now he can have the honor of paying all of her bills and getting a chance to clap the cheeks a couple of times, man, until she can finally find a way to steal access to that money without having to do anything for that guy that she doesn't want to do, and then get access to the money, to that guy's money that she really worships, right? Men in this world of worshipping women out here, and women are gas. And I heard somebody say this, man, and it's true. He said men are worshipping women and women are worshipping themselves, and he was not wrong about that when he said that, man. The guy that I heard say that, and this wasn't even no Israelite, no guy that I know to believe in the Israelite thing, he said that, and it's true. It's something that we all know. Women in this world, and it's scriptural what he said. I don't know if he knew that it was scripture when he said it, but women worship themselves, man. That's literally scripture what he said. Men's glory is the woman, and a woman's glory is her hair. But in this world, because the Israelite woman's been plagued with a curse on her hair, Isaiah 3:16, the Israelite woman's worship glory in other women's hair because she can't grow no long hair of her own to speak of. They'll say that, Israelite women will say that they can. I've seen plenty of Israelite women claim that they got long hair. Oh, I've got long hair under this weave. It's just this hair is easier. Mate, that's cap. And you know damn well that's a lie. Oh, I can grow long hair under the. If you could, you would, mate. Right? If you could, you would. That's like a man being poor as hell, broke, and saying, I could be a millionaire if I wanted to, but I like living like this. No, you don't. That's not true. If you could be a millionaire and it wouldn't be no hindrance to you, you would do it, mate. Let's just be real. Everybody on this earth, really, if they had the choice of, do you want to be poor or do you want to be rich? And everything else in your life is going to be the same, whether you're poor versus rich. Everyone's going to choose to be rich because to have money is better than to not have money. Same thing with how if everyone on this earth got to choose their nationality, right? They're going to choose to be an Israelite because they're going to know that the end result of the Edomite is to be destroyed. The end result of every other nation other than the Israelite is to have to serve the Israelites for the rest of their lives within their nations. And the end result of the Israelites is to rule over everything and have the perfect way and have the only way to escape death made as part of their, since people like to talk this kind of stuff, as part of their DNA. To keep the laws of Yahweh is going to be part of an Israelite's genetic makeup. Just like how when people have all these documentaries on animals and stuff like that, they say, oh, this animal does this and it does that and it just does it. Well, the Israelite human is going to just naturally keep the laws of Yahweh. That's going to be a thing that every Israelite does one day. There's not going to be another Israelite where you can say, oh, but these Israelites don't keep the laws. Those Israelites over there of that tribe, they all don't eat pork. But these ones of this of a particular tribe or this particular clan, they eat pork. And they're also immortal. No, to be an immortal, you have to not eat pork. Right? People want to say, oh, eating pork ain't that bad. No, it is bad. Because if you eat pork, you can't be an immortal. People want to say, oh, wearing mixed fabrics ain't that bad. No, it is bad. It's just something that we can't properly all the time guarantee that we can do right now. So we're not supposed to be over righteous because we're saved by grace through faith. but you can't be wearing mixed fabrics and be immortal. Oh, that law in Deuteronomy 22, them man are great words, them man are great words. Listen, man, if somebody was to do that in the kingdom, right, and you was to think into your mind, I'm gonna wait outside of his house. I'm gonna dust him off when I see him, man, because he ain't gonna do that to my, you know what I mean? Well, you're not an immortal then. You would not no longer be immortal for doing that, because the way of the immortal Israelite is going to be to follow what the law of Yahweh says all the time. So if you was an immortal and you decide one time in the kingdom, which this isn't going to happen, but I'm just using it as an example. If you're an immortal Israelite and just once in the kingdom, you're like, you know what? Let me get a lineup, and you used to have the barber come up with that zzz, how you want, and it gives you that fade around the edges and a fade and then a ponytail at the back. You know what I mean? Well, now guess what? You're not an immortal no more, man. But why is it that Israelites will want to get the fade? It goes back to that again. Why is it that Israelites used to want to get the fade? When I used to want to get the fade and the haircut, it was for the hope that some woman's gonna think that it looks good. That's just me being honest about the real reason why. It wasn't for no other reason than that. And that's the reason why Jake goes to the barbers. That's the reason why. If no woman was gonna ever care about that, then they wouldn't do it. That's the reason why men want to grow long hair, have a ponytail. You know what I mean? That's why men want to be a Hebrew in a Hellcat. That's why men want to be calling themselves the chief high priest, but really you're not that, are you, bro? Really, you're something else, ain't you, geezer? Really, you aren't. You're not that, are you? But you want. Why do you want that title? Because you're hoping that it comes with some women. But then at the same time, this guy was worshiping women. Why are you calling a woman an empress for? What she probably had a weave on her head. What the hell is an empress doing with a weave on, man? And that's the thing when you take away the truth, right? Then women are queens and they are stars and they are all of this and all of that. But when you tell the truth, yeah, when you tell the truth, then women aren't that. When you tell lies, though, women are strong and independent and they don't need no man. But when you tell the truth, women are weak and they're not independent. And every single thing that they've ever received in their life came because a man gave it to them or because a man had mercy on them. That's just the truth. But then for all of that, Israelite men in particular, they're still bowing down and worshipping women. And some guys take that worship and go even further. And I heard the apostles in their last live, right? I heard the apostle Tahar and the apostle Gabar talking about what this guy did. And it was heavy because they said something that I was looking up when I saw what that guy did, man. And they mentioned like Aphrodite, right? And that Aphrodite thing, right? When I looked it up and I was like, you know what? That sounds like hermaphrodite a bit. So I looked it up and I was like, does that thing have a penis? Aphrodite? And then it didn't come with no information. So then I was like, no, let me put in a different word. And it was like, oh, does that Aphrodite thing have a phallus? And it showed, if you look it up, man, you will see, I'm not going to put it in this video, but you will see that the Aphrodite thing, right, that when they first started making statues of that, yeah, it was a woman in a dress, and when they pulled up the dress, there was a penis under there. What did that guy recently do, man? And the Apostle Tahar said, yeah, he was into that Aphrodite spirit, and I had thought that he was, but I didn't want to say it because I'm not nowhere near as highly ranked, man. But I was on point with what I came to the conclusion of seeing what that guy did, and he was all into that. And that Aphrodite thing is based around the Queen of Heaven thing and all of that as well. Yeah, that guy was on some heavy demon stuff, man. And he was basically worshipping that woman like she was that Aphrodite thing, to the point where that woman, he purchased a phallus for her so that she can be the man. And yet, for the guy getting exposed with all that, he's still proud. He ain't thought, you know what? Even though he could have been like, you know what, I'm gonna be at that Passover, but you know what, I'm not gonna take any pictures. I'm just trying to relax. When if anyone asks me to take a picture, I'm gonna say, nah, man, I'm trying to mourn. I'm mourning this one because I want mercy. But he ain't did that. He went further pride, man. And pride, man, really is a demon, you know, because we ain't really got nothing to be proud about. We ain't killing the game. When we see what our lives are like in the kingdom of Israel, right? The kingdom of heaven, and when we think back on this world now, every time that we was ever proud, we're gonna be like, what the fuck was I proud about, man? What the fuck did I have to be proud about? When look how shit my life was compared to now. What the fuck was I ever happy about or feeling confident in myself about? We're gonna really know and understand, man. We ain't nothing down here. Like, let's be real for once. We ain't shit, man. And I'm not even saying it to like try and make us feel like, man, yeah, we ain't nothing and we don't even deserve. We should just get destroyed now. Which is true. We do deserve to be destroyed, but yet we're hoping for mercy though. That's the difference, man. Verse 19, and letting all those things go, do they not gape and even open mouth, fix their eyes fast on her, and have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? And that's true, because men get the money to attract the women. They don't care really about the money and all these things themselves. They gain these things because they know that women want them. And women want the men because the women struggle to gain those kind of things and don't find it as easy to gain those kind of things as men do. Women don't really, women never, it's mad. As much as women love money in this world, right? They don't really like making their own, really, do they? They don't really like to. Because that's why every single time that they get the chance to just get some money by being a harlot, they always, most of the time, choose that option. Anytime that woman can get access to a man's money by having a baby and then just getting some child support or something like that, or some spousal support, then women are never ashamed to get spousal support. A woman never leaves a man and is like, I don't want no spousal support. I don't want nothing from that guy. I'm just glad to be rid of him. I want to make my own money. Shut up, man. I don't need his spousal support. I'm gonna make my own money. I've never heard of any scenario where a woman says that. I've never heard of it. If they can be made to feel like they're justified in why they deserve that, they're gonna always go for that option. They're gonna always go for the easiest way to get money, whether it's honorable or not. Most of the time, women don't really care about honor and things like that. These are male terms. Honor and dignity and stuff like that is not even a thing that women have amongst each other. Because even amongst women, some of the worst things that you'll hear about a woman will be from their own so-called friends. Verse 20, a man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his woman. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembers neither father nor mother nor country, because that's even scriptural, this is from the scriptures anyway, but it goes into how a man and a woman become one flesh, right? By this also ye know, by this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. Do you not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? And that's what happens in this world, man. Men go out, kill up themselves, working in a power plant, working in this job, working in that job, working in an army, all kind of different crazy jobs that men do for the purpose of making some woman happy, which most of the time the woman's still a miserable demon anyway. But the reason why men kill up themselves and even desire to do some of these things is for women. It's not because they actually care about those things really themselves. It's because Yahweh made women on this earth and men love them. You understand? Men love and they care about women, and every single man that's gonna hear this video will have known of at least one woman that they really cared about, that they would have did a lot of things for in this world. They would have that because Yahweh made men to feel that way about women. Yahweh made them to think that way, man. Verse 23. Yeah, man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal. And that's that gang stuff too, man. That covers that gang stuff. Men go out and I'm going to slide in the ops and I'm going to ride in the ops. And they start being a demon, right? They start tattooing up themselves. They start wanting to get a rap deal, even though they're supposed to be a completely different, on a completely different thing now. But they still want to keep the rap thing going with the caps. Yeah, they want to still do the same bops that the rappers do, the same swinging of the arms, slow zombie dance and all that the rappers do. They want to still have the same kind of walks and it, but with the Israelite twist, because of women. Because women, when they see that, especially the Israelite woman, man, the Israelite woman, her forte of what she likes an Israelite man to be like is a complete degenerate. But then you'll notice that when she's trying to chase men of other nations, she don't care if they do all that. Eve, the rapper Eve, yeah, the female rapper Eve, when she used to date Jake, she would have been dating them New York man, yo, what's up, ma? With the Tims, the stereotype Tims, a wife beater vest, some denims and some Timberlands and an NY cap and with a do-rag underneath it. Yeah, she would have been dating that kind of guy. But then when she came to dating some Edomite, that's not the kind of Edomite that she was dating. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Jake, he has to be a stone cold, you know what I mean? A stone cold unaliver. That's always about unalivement. He has to be a ride or die. I wish a ninja would. Otherwise, he's a cornball. You know what I mean? But if he's just good at computers and was gonna make 10,000 times more than what the street fog's gonna do, she don't want him because he corny. You know what I mean? He a cornball. Yeah, and that's what a lot of men are still chasing, the approval of women, to be that fog, that ghost from power that she wants, man. And to that I say, fuck that. Because that's and so lucky for the language, man. But that's been the cause of many men going in a fast route to back to the spirit world, man. Because they're chasing Israelite women's approval. That's really, when you tell the truth, not worth anything. It's about Yahweh's approval. We should be chasing what Yahweh wants us to do, man. Not what some woman wants, because what women are really desiring is even against what Yahweh wants for the most part, man. Most women are desiring their own thing. And I'd have been very interested to see, which we're never gonna get a chance properly to see anyway. But I would have been very interested to see what would have happened if women was able to make their own world, man, their own society where they were in charge completely, man. Right, where they were completely in charge. You think that they'd have ever ruled fairly? Never, because this world pretty much is that anyway. But women are in power, but they're in power by Esau giving them the strength, because they don't have that strength to do it their own, because they would have to be able to physically do something too, and they can't. That's why they've had to become the strongest by claiming that they're the weakest, which they are the weakest, but they've had to try and manipulate this world, man. And Esau was happy to use them to help bring his plans, but eventually that's gonna even be taken away. Verse 25, verse 24 again. He looketh upon a lion. No, verse 23. Yeah, man. Verse 23 again. First Ezra chapter 4, verse 23. Yeah, man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers. Exactly. Men will become pirates to try and get women, man. Men used to make stories about men that go out and slay dragons just to get some woman that lives on a high tower, man. And that's what happens metaphorically in this world right now. Men go out, you know what I mean? Men will literally start a fake company, make a crypto meme, yeah, scam everyone, risk people wanting to hunt them down and look for them for the rest of their life, just to get some women. You know what I mean? Some women that didn't have to take place in, like, men become football players, or men attempt to become football players, get a two-footed tackle, get their ACL dragged out their kneecap, dragged out of their patella. Men want to become boxers, having other men that have been training damn 6 days a week, 7+ hours a day to punch only to be able to punch hard and be able to take a punch. And men will want to do that for a career, yeah, in the hope that some women are going to like them. Men will become NFL players with some big, strong Jake on the other side of the field shouting about blue 32, huh? And some big Jake running down 20+ miles per hour in full speed, launch his shoulder into his chest with some shoulder pads on. Like that sport, American football, I've never did it, but that sport, when you're really deep what they're doing, that sport's insane, mate. And it's a special type of person that can do that sport, man. Just like it's a special type of person that can do boxing, and it's a special type of person that can do any sport, really, any athletic event. And which is the reason why, even in this world, they get so much honor, because a lot of people wish that they could do that, but they can't, though. They ain't got the talent to do that, right? The actual people that actually really are good at sports is a very small percentage of the population. Most people are the fans in the stands, man. Right? But men going to do all of those hard physical jobs, yeah. For women, men do jobs where they climb up windmills and have to climb up a windmill manually with a little harness attached to make some money so that they can bring it back to a woman. Men do all these things, make train stations, all this kind of stuff, just so that they can hope to get the respect and praise from women. Know what I mean? Verse 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than, no, verse 24, and looketh upon a lion and goeth in the darkness, and when he have stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Exactly. Men go and do all of these crazy things in this world, man, chasing women's approval. And then the woman, after about, like, depending on what it is that the man brought her, not long after, she's gonna be like, oh, but it would have been better in blue. You know what I mean? Oh, I like this dress that you bought, but I wish they had a black one as well, because I saw a woman with a black one. Oh, I like this car that you got me, but I wish they would have had a yellow one. Or I wish you would have had this color one. Oh, but there's a new one now. I don't want a new one. You know, like just unhappyable, which ain't even a word, man. That's what Eve did. He was in paradise, and and this shows that women are demons, you know, because Eve, yeah, when she was told by the serpent, you can get the power to know good and evil, right? And then you're going to become a god. You notice how she still wanted Adam to become a god too. So even in that, she still didn't want to be the top. But at the same time, she thought she wanted to be the top. But even if a woman gets to where she thinks oh, I'm high, I'm the best, I'm a strong, independent woman, I don't need no man. You notice that they'll still look for men to be able to take care of them, though. Women don't chase to have unlimited wealth so that they can take care of men. Neither do they chase unlimited wealth to where they're thinking, okay, now I can just deal with men that I like, that I want, that I think are good men, that are handsome. No, eventually they're going to still be like, man, nah, this guy ain't just going to sleep with me only and I'm paying for everything. They ain't going to like it. Whereas a man with unlimited resources, right, he's going to just take care of all of his women. The proof on that is going to be when we're in the kingdom of heaven, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have unlimited resources, and our women are not going to have to work. They're not going to have to. And as much as I can say about the Israelite woman now, in the kingdom of heaven, she's going to be beautiful, and she's not going to be wicked, and we ain't going to call her a demon no more, man. We ain't going to say that she's anything bad, because she's not going to be. But right now, she's did a lot of madness, and she's part of the cause as to why so many Israelite men are bugged out down here, man, because they're chasing their approval. They're chasing the approval of women that don't even really know what it is that they want. Women don't really even know for the most part, man, what they actually desire, because they don't make none of these things. Women don't even really make none of the stuff that they desire. Same thing with thieves, people that like to steal and stuff like that, right? To be a thief and to be covetous really is a demonic spirit to be in, because what if the thing that you want doesn't exist yet? Then what are you going to do? You see what I mean? But when you're covetous, you only ever want what you see other people have. And women have a very covetous spirit on them, man. Because they ultimately just want whatever they see everybody else have. And that's why they can't think of the kingdom of heaven, really. Because the kingdom of heaven cannot visibly be seen. But we, as men, we can think of the kingdom of heaven. We can picture, man, I want a house that's like this. And we ain't seen that house before in real life. Or I want my woman to be like this kind of woman. I want my wives to be like this kind of wives in the kingdom. Or I'm hoping that I'm going to have this life. Like the life that we really desire to have as Hebrew Israelites, right? We can't really look and see. We can't even go to a movie and really see exactly what we're expecting to see from the kingdom of heaven. The scriptures even speak about that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, right? Our eyes ain't seen this. We ain't ever seen, okay, I want a life like that. But that's what women do though. They're like, oh, I want my hair to look like that woman's hair. To the nails style their hair like that. Now, if every single Edomite woman, yeah, started rocking Afro wigs and they just kept doing it no matter what no one says, maybe then Eve would want to start having her own hair back. But I see videos on the internet when Edomite women, or people that look like Edomite women anyway, where what would stereotypically be called Israelite women's hairstyles, and Israelite women spaz out on them. But then the Israelite woman don't think that she's bugged out for wearing a blonde weave, like a blonde wig. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. But just picture one of like this is kind of funny that I'm thinking about it right now. Just picture any brother, right, or any man in this world that you know that's bold. Yeah, let's use Samuel Jackson. He's bold, right? Or Michael Jordan. They're both bold, right? Now imagine if tomorrow they wore a wig that looks like Donald Trump's hair. And that's what the Israelite woman does on a regular day-to-day basis. And look how insane that would be if we just rocked if we just rocked a Donald Trump looking wig. All of us Jakes. Just imagine it. How much the Israelite woman would try and laugh at us. But that's what they do though. You know what I mean? Or if we had like hair like I don't know, man, Tucker Carlson wigs and it. You know what I mean? Like them stereotypical Edomite wigs. I'm an Israelite Edomite hairstyles. If we just started wearing wigs that look like that and walking around on our day to day. But that's what the Israelite woman literally does. She literally buys wigs and puts weave in her hair to have the stereotypes of hairstyles. She'll say that she's doing it to try and copy Brazilian or whatever, and they'll say that, but they're not doing that though. They're trying to copy the Edomite woman, man. And that's why if we stick to the truth, women are weak. But if we're sticking to lies that they tell themselves and try and tell us, well, then they have some power if we believe them lies and the BS. Verse 26, many they be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Men talking about my empress. I'm gonna buy it when the sun goes down. I'm gonna buy it when the sun goes down. Now I don't want the numbing cream. I want to feel everything. And still proud. Mate, if a demon jumps on you to make you want to think something like that, mate, you should be humble, bro. Relax yourself. You shouldn't be at no next 2 weeks after. Yeah, another party Passover, bro. Still, like, what are you doing, bro? But then we know what he's doing. Demons are on the guy that are making him be like, you know what, you ain't did nothing wrong. Now you're Hebrew and a Hellcat. Now really, but them man, fuck all those guys making videos though, because are they Levites? No, so they can't rebuke you, because the only one that can rebuke you is a Levite. But then even if a Levite rebukes you, but forget him though, because you can make a false witness in your mind about him, so that he can't even tell you nothing because he should have retired by now. So, so he can't say anything because he's too old to rebuke you. So he's he's the right tribe, he's a Levite, but then he's too old to rebuke you. So you need an Israelite that's exactly the same height, age, and weight as you to tell you that's also a chief high, but then he can't tell you nothing neither because you're the chief high priest. Chief high priest. That's what a demon's telling this guy, gassing him up, man. Man, did you see how many people was mourning for you when they thought you was out? Man, you're a real one, man. That speech that you gave, like a prison father talking to his youngers and that, yo, y'all my real niggas, man. Remember all the things I told you, man. When I told y'all and I schooled y'all how to cook it in a Pyrex. That's how that guy was trying to talk at the end of that video, man. On a hype. When really, mate, relax yourself, bro. Because but you know what though? Romans 1, bro. Romans 1. Yeah, Romans, the first chapter, explains how that people end up on and stuff like that. Ezekiel, the 8th chapter, lets you know that Israelites are going to be doing wickedness behind the scenes, man. They done it in the past, and if they did it in the past, you know how many more avenues there are to get access to wickedness now? Like, I don't even want to bear false witness, but it's an easy belief system, and I'm not gonna call any Israelite out to say that I think it's this Israelite or that Israelite, but it wouldn't be far fetched for any Israelite, right, to have been in the same rooms as very famous celebrities and being told you're gonna do this, and you're like, that's not a far fetched thing, because the same spirits that betrayed Yahushua and Israelites that was chief priests, like before the Passover came, right, recently, I was reading about the crucifixion of Yahushua, and the common term that you kept seeing come up, right, was chief priests. Like, chief priests kept being as part of the group that was trying to get Yahushua crucified. Chief priests were shouting, "We ain't got no one else but Caesar. We ain't got no king but Caesar." The chief priests weren't saying, "Nah, that's the son of Yahweh. Let him go." Chief priests were saying, "Oh, don't write that he is the king of the Jews. Write that he said he was the king of the Jews." That was chief priests and Pharisees that was doing that, no? It was them that was doing that. And let me see, you know what? Let me see if I can find that point right there, man. King of the Jews. I want to see if I can find that. I want to confirm whether it was the chief priests that was saying that, man. That was saying, don't write that he was the king of the Jews, but write that he said he was. And they got denied and was like, no, I wrote down what I wrote. I'm going to keep it like that. I think it's going to be in here, in Matthew 27. So lucky, 1 second. Let me go back to this. Maybe it's in here. I just want to try and find that. I remember reading that about that as well. Where they said, don't write that he's the king of the Jews, but write that he said he was the king of the Jews. So lucky, 1 second. Okay, Thawadi Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So this just confirms that I wasn't lying and chatting out my, you know what I mean? I was not lying and bearing false witness on the scriptures. This is John chapter 9, Salakia. This is John chapter 19, and verse 21. Then said the chief priests of the Jews to Pilate, write not the king of the Jews, but that he said, I am the king of the Jews. Pilate answered, what I have written, I have written. Right? So he was like, no, I'm keeping that there, man. Don't tell me what to write. Don't tell me what to write. And that's going to be the same kind of spirit that some of these Israelites are going to be in against, because they can't do it against Yahweh Shai anymore. So they're going to be against the people that believe in Yahweh Shai. Oh, these mans are against this. These men are not prophets, but they believe that they are. They're going to try and misinterpret words that men say to try and make them be like on something else, man. Watch. That's going to happen. And it's very sinister, right? But it's not nothing new, though. And Yahweh Shai warned his disciples, they've did it to me, they're going to do it to you as well, right? If they hate the master, they're going to hate his servants. If they hate the king, they're going to hate his servants, man. And they do. They hate people that really believe in Yahweh Shai. You ain't going to get loads of women throwing themselves at you for claiming that you're a Hebrew Israelite. In fact, a woman might like you at first, and then she starts thinking that there was a video that an elder did recently, in fact, that a man was on the Israelite thing, and then the woman said, Happy Christmas to you. And then he started bunning it out, and then she kind of spazzed and all that. But she said that she thought that he physically was nice. But this thing didn't add on to that. But if she would have found that he was a rapper on the side, she would have liked him more. If she found out that he was an actor or a sports athlete or something like that, or even if you found that he used to be a high school quarterback, she'd be like, oh, wow, I like jocks. You know what I mean? Them kind of things are additions to make you more attractive in this world, right? Whereas being an Israelite is not something that makes you more attractive in this world. It's going to make people not like you. And that's why it's funny when you got these guys that are this YouTuber guy, this other guy that with the dreads and that he was basically saying like, oh, people don't want to talk to me because I think I'm an Israelite. Of course they're not going to want to talk to you. What are you expecting them to want to do? Of course they're not going to, man. They know that Israelites bond the world out because it's right to be bonded out, man, because it's wicked as hell. First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women, because chasing the approval of women, especially when like no other woman, this is my opinion again, but I don't think that the approval of any other woman on this earth is more detrimental to a man's life than the chasing the approval of an Israelite woman, man. Because they've got a specific type of guy that they find attractive. Whereas every other nation of women seem to have a more like wider range of man that they like. And this ain't just me talking about the so-called white man, I'm about all of them. When you see a Jake dating other nations of women, he'll be completely different ways to date an attractive woman from another nation. But when you see an Israelite man dating the best looking Israelite women, it's normally always the same type of Israelite guy. Some kind of famousy or looks famous but ain't famous kind of guy to date the best looking of our women. I'm not on about the hood rat ones. I'm on about the ones that every single man from our nation would all agree these are the best looking women from our nation. Whereas good looking women, or some even the best looking women from other nations, they'll date way different Israelite men than what the Israelite woman will date, man, and be happy. Israelite women will date different types of Israelite men and be unhappy and bunning him out. I'm about to actually get along with the guy. And this ain't me trying to make it like the women, like an Edomite woman can, let me say this, man, just in case people think I'm cooning out here. An Edomite woman can date an Israelite man and be his woman and all that and treat him amazingly. That does not make her exempt from Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. Let me just say that. If you've managed to get this far in this video, let me just say that, man. An Edomite woman can treat an Israelite man as amazing as she wants that does not make her exempt from what the destiny of every single Edomite is going to be, right? It does not. Let's just make that clear in case people think that I'm trying to say something else in the scriptures. I'm not. Right now, let me go to this. This is First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 37. Why? And this is the truth, right? Wine is wicked, right? The king is wicked. Women are wicked. And all the children, the men are wicked. And such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness, they shall perish. That's when you start getting to the truth, man. All the people that trust in this wicked ass world, they're wicked. And even the people that trust in the kingdom of heaven, and we believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, we've also done evil and wickedness, which is why Yahweh is going to have mercy on all of Israel. So ultimately, they're all going to be saved. Because the only reason why the elect versus the non-elect, the only difference is that Yahweh gave one portion of Israel faith, the remnant faith, and the others he didn't. So it can be known of a truth that the only way you get salvation ever has been because Yahweh wants you to have it, not because of your works, but because of his mercy. And to use an analogy like getting into a nightclub, right? Some people will get into, like, in this analogy where it's about the elect, two men can be dressed exactly the same, and one man doesn't get into the club, and the other one does. Two men that are both Israelites can have exactly identical sins. Yahweh gives one of them the faith to hope for mercy and repent, and the other one he doesn't give it. The one that he's gave the faith and the hope of the mercy for, he's going to receive mercy. The other one's not going to, just because it's about Yahweh's will. And this is what people don't understand. Even among the Israelites, there's a separation. So if there's a separation even among Israel, why the hell would God ever give salvation to the heathen? When he even gave salvation to all of the nation that's under the promise of Abraham in the first go round. He has ultimately gave it to them, but he hasn't gave it to them to where we're going to see it in the first go round where it's not like no Israelite's going to get destroyed in the day of the Lord. A lot of Israelites are going to get destroyed in the day of the Lord. 2/3 of Israelites are going to be destroyed in Babylon the Great, for starters. And then how many more are going to be destroyed other parts in the world, man? Because there's a whole bunch of people that are Israelites that live in the United Kingdom, that live in Germany, that live in Spain, that live in Italy, that live in all the different continents outside of North America. What do you think is going to happen to them? You think that they're exempt, that they've been living so much more righteously than the Israelites in Babylon the Great? No, they haven't. They've been doing wickedness too. They might have did a few less things because America's the golden cup, right? Babylon the Great's the golden cup, but they still did a lot. Verse 38, as for the truth, it endureth and is always strong, right? But women think that they're strong and independent and that. When have all these women shown that they're strong, really, man? Where's all this strength that they claim that they have, man? But when you're sticking to the lies, then they are strong. Women are strong. Women are strong then because they feed their child the bare minimum food to keep them alive, and then they do this and they do that, but they're getting help from the government in every single way. But then they can't call men bums. Oh, you're strong for doing that then, yeah? When you're lying. But you'll notice that the same things that women say that they're strong for, men do on a regular basis all the time and greater. And the men are never boasting about their strength. The women will try and downplay that same stuff for men doing it. But when they do it, they think they're strong. You know what I mean? And that's why you'll see women in this world that they do just average jobs that earning an average to below average salary, and they'll still be arrogant and proud, and they'll think that there's something special because they know that they don't get judged for their wealth. But in the time to come, when Isaiah 4:1 is being fulfilled, men are going to be looking at women like, what can you do for me right now? This society's fallen, right? People don't care about like and this is for all these people that boast in money, man, right? if most of the world, and this is what people don't really, I don't think people are very honest about how things go on, If the majority of the population of the earth are poor now and they cannot afford food, do you think that humans will just starve to death? Obviously not. They're going to steal, right? If the majority of humans are poor and can no longer afford to go into a store and buy the food that you might have paid to still afford because you've got money still, people are not, they won't be able to just starve to, like, you can't be living in a society where you can literally see an Asda and a Tesco and a Sainsbury's, an Aldi, a Lidl, a Waitrose, a Marks and Spencer's, M&S Foods and all that, right? And you can literally see the food in the store and you're just going to starve to death because you can't afford it. No, people are obviously not going to do that. Obviously not. Their mind would not be, Yahweh hasn't even made the human mind to really be able to do that. Yahweh's input in men the need and the want to survive. And that's why Esau's doing all the madness that he's doing, even though he knows that his destiny is Obadiah 1 and 18. But yet he's still fighting against all of that. Gonna try and get all of, he's trying to go into the stars of heaven. He's trying to make what he's like the guy's insane. He's trying to make weapons to fight Yahweh Shai, who he knows is immortal. Like, he's heard the amount of times that we've said Yahweh Shai is immortal and that he died for the last time. They know this. They know that Yahweh Shai can literally resurrect from the dead, and they're trying to want to think they can try and kill him when that was then that he died. Now he ain't gonna die ever again. But they're trying to make weapons and try and fight against him. They're insane. But this world's insane when you really think about it. Anyway, verse 38, as for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. With her, there is no accepting of persons, exactly. Whereas in this world, when it comes to the women thing again, and when it comes to even the men thing, there's respecting of persons, right? Because if one person does a crime in this world, well, if his dad's a judge, oh, well, his dad's a judge and he don't know any better. He's his first case, he's his first committing of a crime, and he doesn't deserve anything like this, Your Honor. Or she's got a big boot, so she don't deserve to go to jail for running that person over, for doing a DUI while under the influence. No, she's all right because she's pretty, so she wouldn't do good in jail. Like, this is actually some of the things that people say in this world. Oh, he wouldn't do good in jail. Mate, it's not about him doing good. Oh, he was born rich. He don't know any better. He don't know right from wrong. Huh? I thought the rich are supposed to have a better education than everyone else. So they should have been educated on what it means to do right and wrong. They shouldn't have had the necessity. They didn't have the necessity to have to want to break laws. They should have had a better upbringing to where they would have had more time to input into them the right way. If being rich and all that stuff is so much better than what people are trying to say it is in this world. But there's always an excuse and a respective persons in this world. And that's why people can be a so-called celebrity and all that, and they'll say, do you know who I am? You're making a big mistake, officer. I'm gonna have your badge after this. They can run their mouth. Because that in this world works. A president can just pardon people for crimes, but Yahweh ain't pardoning them though. But he is going to pardon the elect of the nation of Israel. He is going to pardon that, and he's ultimately going to pardon all Israelites, man. He already has pardoned it, really, with Yahweh Shai. But he's going to still have to get some of them back for what they did, man. Because you can't say, let his blood be on us and our children and get away with that. Because his blood is on you now. You know what I mean? Verse 39. With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things, and all men do well of her works. But when it comes to lying, right? Well, then women are just amazing out here. You know what I mean? They haven't did nothing wrong to nobody. They're not harlots if they've got a high body count. They're just amazing in the stars, and they're strong, independent queens. They're strong and independent, yet you should take care of them for everything if we're listening to the lies that women have told. And many men believe these things, right? And that's why they're out here calling women empress and it. And then the woman ends up sliming them out, bruh. And then the man's still proud and trying to still chase all the certain kind of things because they're chasing after the approval of women, especially wicked Israelite women that have got a specific type of man or a few different types of men that they desire that ultimately are wicked, which is the reason why rappers are always such a big thing in our community. And it's mainly the male rappers that are so big, right? Because the men don't really care about female rappers. We don't really care about a woman running their mouth talking about, hey, I'm trying to get my doochie scratched. Hey, like, we don't want to hear women saying all that. You know what I mean? A man might want a woman to talk to him in a certain way secretly. You know what I mean? When it's him and her. And he might want to hear her say certain, but he ain't trying to, you know what I mean? Nah, he ain't. But women, they like that outward show of fake macho-ness, man. That what they think is actually what a man is, which what they think a man actually is, he's dumb. And that's the reason why in the society where there isn't no arranged marriages among the children of Israel, and where men do not betroth their daughters onto certain men and stuff like that, the women are continually choosing the wrong man, and then they're always thinking that the man's to blame instead of themselves. When really, no, you're to blame, dummy. Really, you're to blame because what you think is a good man is actually a stupid idiot, isn't it? But you're thinking that that's something special when actually it's not. It's an actual idiot. Gangsters and all that gangster stuff is dumb. And all it's ever did is made men envy and covet with other Israelite men that are supposed to be their brother and they're supposed to build a society with so that we have a kingdom, right? It ends up making them destroy it so that they can be one man alone with everything. Coveting after a man's wife, adultery, that is the reason why men will not be friends with other men. That's the reason why a man will not feel comfortable, like, even helping his fellow brother. They'll be like, man, if I help this guy and if I be around this guy, he might try and sleep with my woman. Or this guy might be cool, and I think this guy's all right in there. But then, what if I made him come around my house, yeah, and then he tried to sleep with my woman? This is a fear that men have, right? And it's not, and in this world, men don't check their own self on the fear of a spirit jumping on them to want to commit adultery, man. People can think that they wouldn't commit adultery, but really, you already have in this world. That's the thing. You already have committed adultery. Most people in this world, we just think that we haven't committed adultery because maybe we didn't hide under the king size bed, and we was with the man's woman, and then he came home early from work, and we had to hide under the bed, and then when he left, we've jumped out the window, and she lied and said that the car that was parked around the house, oh, that was the electrician that came by. Like, that's adultery too. But then it's adultery where you've slept with a woman that's been with a man already and the man's still alive. So to not commit adultery is highly, highly difficult. Yeah? But that's, again, if we're telling the truth, right? If we're lying, then we ain't an adulterer because, well, I didn't do it that way. I didn't steal the man's woman like that. She wasn't with him no more. So that's not adultery, you know, fam. But, well, if we're lying, then that's the truth, innit? But if we're telling the truth, then it's as the scriptures say, wine is wicked. Wine isn't technically wicked, but it can it's meant to do a lot of wickedness. The king's wicked though. And the kings have did a lot of wickedness. A king, right, could be over a city and he's supposed to do a judgment, right? And then his woman's over the side looking at him and she's like, oh, see, that woman, she don't deserve this. Her man was a dog. Her man was a dog, you know, and you're gonna try and let him off. And then now the man bangs the gavel down and is like, nah, the judgment's going this way tonight because my woman's mad and she's sour at me on the corner over there. That happens in this world, man. Men that are judges, they end up caught doing a wrong judgment because their woman's sour. I mean, King Solomon, who was a very good king for a time, he fell astray because of women, right? And let me get that in the scriptures. 1 Kings 11, right? 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 4. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with Yahweh, his power, as was the heart of David his father, right? For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and went not fully after Yahweh, as did David his father. Exactly. So women can lead you astray, man. They led Solomon astray. They led him astray. Women can and do lead even the wisest among men astray. Solomon was wise, man. He literally got his wisdom given to him from Yahweh, straight from the heavenly realm. And he still went astray. And you already know that the women that Solomon would have had were the top of the tops in physicality. You already know that the women would have been highly, amazingly beautiful, man. The best of that time. And there's men in this world right now that they don't even get the best of this time, and they still fall astray over women, man. You know what I mean? Because to be an Israelite, you ain't gonna get the best of women. Not necessarily. So unless you try and throw some other things, some other ingredients in with it. So then you gotta have a cap that you can't ever, that you seem like you always have on your head. You know what I mean? You can't be seen without your cap. Then you gotta have a ponytail too to go with it, man. Then you gotta have a rap career as well. On top of that, it can't just be about the doctrine and the scriptures. Nah, you gotta have a rap career as well. And then on top of that, you've got to talk about how you've been in a gang this amount of years, but then at the same time, the time that you've been in a gang kind of blends in with the time that you've known that you're Israelite. So surely you should have gave up the gang thing, but whatever. You know what I mean? Kind of a bit dodgy, you know? And that's why Yahweh's going to have to humble women, man. Let me get this. And that's why a lot of women don't even believe in the Lord, because they've tested and they try and test out their own wickedness of this world on men that say that they believe in the Lord. And a lot of the times they're able to corrupt men. Micah chapter 7 and verse 8, rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, Yahweh shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is my enemy shall see, and shame shall cover me. See me, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? And the reason why a lot of them don't believe is because they try and test their own worldly BS that Esau spews out to their ears on what men say. But I personally believe that most of what women say that they want and that they desire always just comes from some kind of external thing that they've seen some other person have. All their desires are really covetousnesses, right? Like all of their desires really covetous, man. Or even the hearing of covetousness. Because what the serpent really said to Eve was, there's more. You know what? Let me get that. Let me get how he tried to come to her with it, man. But in fact, I'm gonna go back to this verse. Where's the Lord? Where's Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire of the streets now. And she's gonna be humbled, man. The women are gonna be humbled. Now let me get this. The serpent basically came to her and was like, there's more there's more to this. There's more than meets the eye about this, sweetheart. And if you stick with me, I'm gonna show you the right way, honey. That's basically how the serpent came to her, man. Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have Yahweh said, Ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden? See, so he came to him and was like, didn't you get told you shouldn't be doing that? Like that thing that you're doing right there, that's wrong. That's the wrong way to live. So the things that Eve was actually doing that were actually nothing wrong that he would have saw her doing. He was like, yo, ain't you been told that you ain't supposed to do that? So just picture this world. A man, Esau sees the Israelite woman treating her man good. Or why are you treating him good for? He's supposed to be taking care of you. Why are you opening the door for your man? He's supposed to open the door for you. Why are you cooking and cleaning for him? Can't he cook and clean himself, the lazy bum? Why can't he cook and clean himself? Why are you always the one cooking and cleaning? Why are you always doing it? Why don't he do it for once? And in fact, why don't he do it? Why don't he do it all the time? What's wrong with his hands? Huh? What's wrong with his hands? That's how Satan was coming to her, man. It's the serpent. Because she was eating and she wasn't even doing nothing. He was like, he knew the real laws, the real way. You ain't supposed to eat from this one. You ain't supposed to do this way, right? But he was like, man, ain't you supposed to, all the things you're doing are wrong? Damn demon, right? I'm gonna read it again, yea. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have Yahweh said ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh have said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So she knew the rules. She knew what it was, man. Verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. See? So he was like, You ain't gonna die straight away if you eat this. What are you on about? I know. He was like, Try it. You think you're gonna die straight away if you eat this? You think you're just gonna you think you're just gonna do these things and then die? You think if you live like this for a while, you're just gonna die straight away? No, you ain't. You gonna live if you live like this. That's how he's coming to her, man. And that's why right now in this world, we're telling the Israelite woman, you women are gonna get judged and you're gonna get jacked up for doing all this stuff, man, for trying to be on this feminism, for living all like harlots, right? Don't the scriptures say, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth? Well, Eve was doing that, man. She found some pleasure from the serpent and she was dead while she liveth, and she's not alive now. But she didn't die, surely. She didn't straight away drop dead as soon as she started going off. Because nobody drops dead straight away. As soon as they start going off, really, even in the scriptures, it's hard to find too many scenarios where as soon as somebody did something wrong, they drop dead straight away. It's happened. But it's not really a common thing where Yahweh just as soon as somebody does something against him, makes them drop dead straight away. And that's the reason why the fear of Yahweh on men is low. Because sentence towards an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts and the Son of Man, you know what I mean? Roughly paraphrasing it, man. Verse 5. For Yahweh doth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then shall your eyes be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good or evil. So he's like, yo, there's more to this. There's more than meets the eye to this. Like there's more, and that's how Eve is. That's how women are in general. Or you can go to the nightclub, but there's more to the nightclub, because if you go backstage, then they've got even better alcohol there, and then there's even more there. And guess what's in there? And then what would be in there would be, there'll be more in there, but guess what's in there? Adultery. And guess what adultery ultimately leads to? Death. Or you can dance, but guess what? You can do even more dancing than that, and you can twerk, and then you can do even more than just twerk. You can set up an OnlyFans, and you can do even more than just that. And then guess what? You're gonna be famous, and you're gonna have riches, But guess what? Them riches end up leading to death. Oh, you don't have to have a baby. You don't have to be tied down to having a baby. Guess what? You can just go to this planned, you know what hood, right? You can go to PP hood, right? Planned, you know what I mean? And then you can now control when you have a child because the man ain't gonna have to have control over you no more. And you can take these pills that we've made you. And then that's gonna control your menstrual cycles now, so you can just be free and free up the thing and do whatever you want to do with it. Or you want to sleep with Latrell down the road? World your oyster, sweetheart. Or you want to do a thing with Jamal because he's got a nice ponytail? Go ahead, darling. It's all yours. You don't have to worry about that because you're strong and you're independent. And guess what? You don't need no man. That's how the serpent came to her, man. You're gonna be better than the men if you do this. You're actually, you know what? You're actually gonna be great if you do this kind of stuff. That's why God's trying to stop you from doing it. That's how the serpent came to her. And that's how Esau does it to us against with our women. Oh, and a lot of these stuff that these black women are saying, where the black men they're intimidated by us. They got that from Esau told them that somewhere along the lines, man. Esau told them that we're intimidated by him. Oh, they're scared of a strong, independent black woman because then they can't control you. If you've got a job yourself, if you've got money, then he can't tell you anything, can he? That's why he doesn't want you to have all of this money, because he knows that if in that day that you have it, then you're going to be a strong, independent woman that knows good and evil. You know what I mean? That's how Satan came to Eve, man. That's how he came to her. And we can see it taking place again on the earth right now. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, so she saw that, okay, when you live like this, you don't die straight away. You know what I mean? When these women see in right now in this world, when they start on OnlyFans, right? They're like, man, what? Some of them are like that. They're like, what? You trying to tell me I just made $1 million plus in a year? You trying to tell me I just made more than the best NBA player makes in a year? The best NBA player that ever existed, I made the same amount or more than him in a year from just taking pictures of myself, like because I got a little bit of curvaceousness to me. What? This is good for food. I'm eating off this. You know what I mean? I'm eating off this. And it was pleasant to the eyes. You know what I mean? Oh, women can wear modest apparel and that can look nice, but when I wear the unmodest apparel and I got my cheeks hanging out, that's also pleasant to the eyes too. And a tree to be desired to make one wise, you can kind of manipulate people from knowing this. Because when I dress like a harlot, I can manipulate men, and the men give me their wealth and their treasures. And I can school them and manipulate them here and manipulate them there. And if they do something wrong to me, I can claim, oh, I'm a victim, I'm a female, yo. I can manipulate these pills so I don't get pregnant, so I don't have to deal with the pregnancy thing. I can use this law that Esau's made to do that, and that law. I can maneuver this serpent world, and it's able to make me wise. You know what I mean? I'm able to become wise, but the wisdom's on the left hand though. But she don't care about that. She just became wise though. This is what happened, man. This is what Eve did. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So she wasn't happy to just be alone. She wasn't happy that she found that it was good for food and pleasant to the eyes, and a tree for desire to make wise. She had to throw Adam into it too, man. And with her wicked self, she was thinking that she's doing something good, and that's what women do in this world, man. They try and corrupt men. They might want to start breaking the law and doing crimes, and then now they got to try and find a man to try and do that too, to try and justify their bad decision of doing it, man. And that's why when women become harlots in this world, and then they have a female friend that's kind of still got a bit of their innocence, they try and bring that woman down to their same harlot standards, man. Their same 304 activities. Verse 7, and their eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. They knew that they were wicked, man. They knew that they did something wrong. They started feeling guilt. You know what I mean? Their conscience started playing with them, man. They started thinking, man, nah, man. Because after doing a wicked deed, yeah, I think that the scriptures speak that you're not supposed to do. As a righteous person, you start to feel guilt for that, man. If you accidentally eat pork, if a brother accidentally eats some pork right now, yeah, which hopefully don't happen, but if a brother accidentally eats some pork right now, they're gonna feel guilt, man. If a brother goes to the barber and they told the barber, all I want, yeah, is this blade number all over my head. Don't do nothing else. Don't do no shape around the side. Don't do no zzz. Don't grab that other blade and start sharpening up my beard and all of that. Don't do none of that. Just cut my hair off my head. This blade number, all on the same level. No fade, no tape, nothing. Don't tape this. Don't do a tape of that. Don't tape nothing. Just one blade all over the head. And the barber's like, yeah, okay, boss. And the next thing you know, zzz, you know what I mean? Man spazzed out doing the fade again. If you get that hairstyle, you'll start feeling guilt. And the guilt will be that you're trying to cover it over. You know what I mean? You're trying to cover it up because of the guilt. That's what they was feeling, man. They knew they were naked. They knew they did something wrong. Because we're Israelites, man, and we feel guilt for doing wickedness, man. Or we're supposed to, right? We're supposed to, man. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons to try to hide over the wickedness that they did, man. They tried to find ways to try and be like, oh shit, how can we kind of undo what we did? So let's use a spiritual sense, man. Of, let's say you got told, we've been told don't eat pork, right? So let's say you get caught eating pork, you're gonna try and hide that you did that. You're gonna try and hide some way, but you're not gonna be able to do it properly though, to try and hide it. And that's why that guy, when he tried to hide what he did, oh, a kit was purchased. A kit was purchased, but it disappeared. But forgot to mention that they purchased the kit though. Forgot to mention that they said, I don't want no numbing creams. Which that's like such a man, that's very unrighteous, man. Because it's not unrighteous to want to feel the full experience of something if the thing that you're trying to feel the full experience of is righteous. Because Yahweh Shai said he don't want no painkillers when they was trying to offer him that vinegar. But this guy did the complete opposite kind of thing and wanted to feel the complete of something wicked. But then even he still try to hide some of it. Oh, a kit was purchased. But forgot that the kit was purchased by him pretty much as soon as the sun went down, according to his own words. As soon as the sun goes down, I'm finna buy this. But when it came out what he did, and he realized that he was being naked, oh, well, let me try and clean this up. But then demons have made him still be proud. But then what do I know, man? Maybe you know what I mean? Maybe I'm just chatting shit in it. But maybe I'm not as well. Maybe I'm not too. Verse 8, and they heard the voice of Yahweh walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh amongst the trees in the garden, man. Know what I mean? And that's how it is for Israelites now, man. They don't want to, they do wickedness, right? But then when they get caught, they try and, you know what I mean? They try and hide the true depths of what they did, man. And that's why no one's really, like, or even with Esau, with his demon self, man. If worshipping Satan's so good, yeah, why the hell do you have to do it secretly? If it's such a good thing to do and it's so okay and there's nothing wrong with it, right? Why do you have to do it secretly? If being an alphabetter and a rainbower is a good thing to do, right? Well, here's one of the simplest ways to know that it's not a good thing to do. It's considered a scandal when somebody's that, right? And if everybody was that on this earth, well, then the earth population would decrease till it became extinct. The simplest way to know if something is good to do is if everyone did that thing, the world would be a better place. If everyone was alphabeting and rainbowing down here, the world would not be a better place, because Sodom and Gomorrah is an example of a place like that. And look, where's that place at? You can't find it on the map. It got destroyed. It got destroyed, man. Verse 9. And Yahweh called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked and I hid myself. He wanted to hide that he was wicked, man. And I'm just using this to apply to what Israelites do. You know what I mean? When they actually recognize that they try and hide it. That's the righteous way to think about your wickedness, to want to hide it, man. But Israelites later on became wicked to the point where they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Israelites don't even hide it. They hide it not. Like what Sodom did, man. They weren't hiding their sins. Them Sodomites, they were vile, man. They literally actually thought that the angels were men, and they were saying to Lot, bring the men out so that we can get to know them. That's disgusting. That's and that kind of spirit, more than likely, man, which these are some of the hells that's coming to the earth, that kind of same kind of charged spirit, right, is going to be brought back up again on this earth, man. That sickening, sicko spirit, man. That's going to be a part of the reason why you're going to be like, man, their wickedness has an end. Because America's going to be destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So why wouldn't they have people in there that have similar thought process, man? And I was watching some video the other day of like some guy that he was like at some carnival or something like that in Brazil. And he was walking around and he was saying, man, I thought that I was going to be out here and I was going to see mainly women. But a lot of the people that I'm seeing out here are mainly like the rainbow people in it. And they was all trying to holler, like he was disgusting. They was all trying to holler at him and that, you know what I mean? Talking about, hey, and all, like, it's absolutely disgusting. It's a real, like, them kind of people, they really are sick to see, man. Like, they've got a weird, sicko look in their eyes. They talk weird, you know what I mean? And they know they're off, because, like, if the only thing that they was that that's what they're into, surely there wouldn't be such a spiritual change when somebody becomes that, man. They'd still keep the same voice that they had, but no, but you can tell that somebody's like that because their voice changes, man. Because it's off. Their walk changes and all that. Their gaits changed. You know what I mean? Like, you become a sick individual, man. But people get offended by that. But then a woman can say that a heterosexual man is a red flag and nobody don't say nothing. You know what I mean? But then if we say that a woman breathing means that she's how do you know that a woman's a liar? Because she's got a pulse. If we say something like that, right? Oh man, you're a misogynist. You're misogyny, and you misogynied it when you was misogyny and being misogynistic about it. But women don't even know the alternative word for that, which is misandry, by the way. But when most women will scream out that misogynist thing, wouldn't know that the word misandry even exists. They don't know what that is. And I think I've done over an hour on this video now. Probably wait, man, that's a long time, right? But it just shows, just the fact that I've even spent this long talking about this, it shows how much this stuff's on the earth, man. The evil that's going through on this earth, and the way how men are so desperate to chase after women has bugged a lot of women out, a lot of men out, man. And it even caused for Adam to die himself by copying and trying to chase the approval of Eve, man. Had he have not chased the approval of Eve, if he would have said to Eve, yo, bitch, sit your ass down, man, I'm not eating shit. I don't give a damn what you're trying to talk to me about, man. I ain't doing none of that. All them fruity new ways, them fruity new doctrines that you're trying to come with. Like Adam would have had these. Like I'm just not even saying that this is what happened, man. But let's say that like Eve was trying to tell Adam, "Oh, honey, you're handsome and that, yeah. You are handsome. Like you are a perfect man, but I think you'd look good with this hairstyle." And he was like, "Yo, what hairstyle?" And she took a sharp stone and started giving him a shape up and that in the Garden of Eden. Now, I'm again, Salakia, man. I'm not saying that this is what happened, but I'm just giving an example, right? You might just imagine if she did that, right? And then Adam starts looking in a ancient mirror and like he starts turning his head. He's like, you know what? That's kind of fly, you know. You know what I mean? She started giving her some ancient fade, or she start trying to, you know, I tasted one of these animals the other day, and you know what? It's not bad, you know. Like I put a bit of our ancient seasoning and she start cooking him up a plate of abomination because the serpent told her, listen, you can eat all of these things and they taste good too. These things are not bad. You ain't gonna die for me. Eat one, watch. And then he go and eat one. Satan, the serpent eats one. And he's like, you know, I ate one. Look, I ate one in front of you. Am I dead? No, I'm not. Exactly. So you ain't gonna die neither. And that's what Esau does in this world. He'll eat some pork. I love a bit of bacon, mate. That's how I'll say. If you ask some of these Jehovah's Wickedness, do you eat pork? They won't say, yeah, I do. And I know I probably shouldn't, but it tastes nice to me. They'll say, of course, I eat it. They'll say, of course. If you ask most of these Christians, do they eat pork? They don't have shame when they say they do. They'll say, of course I do. And then when you say, well, it says you're not supposed to, oh, but that was a law for the Jews, don't in the Bible, wasn't it? I'm a Israelite spiritually, so I can eat it, can't I, mate? But the actual Israelites there were so wicked and evil, as if the part of the things that they were doing that were wicked and evil wasn't them eating pork. But a Christian's a hypocrite, though. Just like how Satan's a hypocrite, man. And Christianity, as we know it right now in this world, the thing that's called Christianity is of Satan itself. It's a very demonic doctrine. You can do whatever you want to do as long as you bow down to this fake Messiah that he loves you all. So you can everything's wicked, everything's okay to do apart from go against me. Isn't that how Satan was coming to you, Yahushai? I'll give you all these kingdoms. You know what? Let me get it, man. That's how Satan came to Yahushai. I'll give you all these kingdoms and a power of them as long as you worship me. That's how Satan came with it, wasn't it? Let me see if I can get that, man. 1 second. Salakia. Okay, yeah, that's exactly how Satan came with it, man. Matthew chapter 4 and verse 8. And again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all things will I give thee if thou wilt fall down and worship me. So he's like, everything on the earth, you're going to have that, all of it. That's how he was coming with it to Yahushua, man. Everything on the earth, every single kingdom, I'm going to give you all of them. But the only thing I require is for you to worship me. Did Yahushua accept that offer? No, he didn't. Verse 10. Then Yahushua saith unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship Yahweh thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. And this is the spirit that Adam should have been in, man. He should have said that to Eve. Yo, get thee hence, Eve, you damn beautiful demon, man. Back up, man. Because you know Eve would have looked like some picture perfect woman. She would have looked like she had filters on before filters was even a thing. And Adam followed after her way, and he died like she did, man. And that's what women in this world do. Women are quick to follow a new doctrine and a new trend, a new way that they heard Esau say, right? Like, where the hell did this woman that was doing it with this whole Hebrew geezer, where the hell did she find out about dominating men from? oh, let him. Well, how can we make our relationship better? Which forget that their relationship. But I'm just using a point, man. Or letting me school you in the bedrooms. Where she learned that from? Esau, right? But she wasn't happy that she was into that. I might have done it with some Edomites or whatever she's did in the past, or whatever the hell she did it with. No, she now got to send it to her man and try and make her man be on that too, man. And that's how women are with most things in this world. If a woman's hungry in a weird time of the hour, if she wants some food and that, right? If she wants some takeout or something like that, and if everyone else ain't hungry, well, she's got to say, oh, but are you hungry too? No, 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 but are you hungry? No. But if they don't feel like everyone else is hungry, they'll try and make, oh, but you sure you don't want it just anything? Because they gotta try and make you eat when they're eating, man. And that goes back, that it's mad that women actually like that still now to this day. And I'm not saying that the Genesis thing is about eating food, because I don't believe that. But I'm using the point of how right now, even to this day, in a spiritual sense, man, when women want to eat, they gotta make sure that everyone else is eating too, man. Otherwise, they don't want to feel. I don't want to feel like I'm a fat cow if everyone else ain't eating with me. So then that's why when women go to the club and they're being a harlot, they gotta make their female friends eat too. They gotta eat of the whoredom tree, or they got if they're twerking, oh, they gotta make their friend eat from the twerking tree as well. If they're eating from the harlot tree and the OnlyFans tree, oh, I gotta make sure everyone else is eating from the OnlyFans tree as well. If they're eating from the pork tree, they gotta make sure everyone else is eating from the pork tree as well. If they're eating from the tattoo tree, they gotta make sure everyone else is eating from the tattooed way of life. Oh, I like tattoos, so now everyone else that I deal with, they've got to have tattoos. I'm gonna try and make sure everyone else wants tattoos as well. That's the corrupting way of what happened in the Garden of Eden, man, all that way back then. That's still on the earth now. That corrupting spirit that the Israelite woman's got in her, man, to where she can't just eat alone. She can't just do the thing that she does alone now. She got to bring everyone else into her madness, man. And that's why all these women right now in this earth, pretty much for the most part, they all talk like Eve. You know, and the first thing, girl, and the first thing, they all sound like that. They all sound like it. You even got this one German woman right now, right? Which she's probably an Israelite woman anyway, but she looks like a so-called white woman. In fact, you got two German women that do this kind of thing. They do videos, burning out the wickedness of women and that. But they sound like Eve, straight up. They sound like her. They even do it, and they're smacking their lips. Yeah, girl, and the girl. They do all that girl stuff and all that. That girl and this girl, ladies and all that cis, all that cis. Yeah, cis. I'm not trying to get on women. All that they do all that. Most of the women talk like that. They all do the hands, the hands of Laquisha. They all do that, man. The Israelite woman hand claps and that. They all do it, man. They all got that same spirit on them because Eve's made sure that every woman's gonna be like that too, man. And that's why when you even had this guy, man, this Zoom to Thailand guy, right? And he does videos where he goes and he's been telling Israelite men, yeah, come over to Thailand, brother. Come and get you some of this Thailand women and that, right? They're way more feminine and all this. And then the Israelite men was like, okay, I will go there. And you had Israelite women that went over there, and I'm thinking, why are you going over there for? The men from Thailand ain't got the kind of crazy amounts of money that you desire. So why are you going over there? And the men that are over there, that are the so-called black men, they ain't came over there to see you. You ain't from Thailand, man. Move, man. Stay in the States, man. But they came over there to corrupt them other women, so that they can try and dirty the well, so that every woman acts like them. But then they don't even want to be their own self, which is why they do the we thing. You see what I mean? Bugged out. Eve's lost. She don't really know what she wants. She don't even know what she really wants herself. If you was to ask these women what they're expecting to receive in the kingdom of heaven, most of them can't tell you. But if I was to ask any Israelite man right now that says that they're waiting to believe that they believe in Yahweh Shai, they believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and I was just able to have like a bit of a 20-minute conversation with them and say, brother, what are you expecting to see in the kingdom of heaven? And what do you want? What are you hoping for to see in the kingdom of heaven? They'll have a ton of things that they'll say in that 20 minutes. If you was to ask a woman, she ain't probably going to say anything that she can't get from this world right now. I don't think that women even think about the kingdom of heaven the same way as we do, man. But that's my own personal thing that I think that women don't really believe in it the same way as we do. I don't think that they do. Verse 11, then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. And that's the spirit that Adam should have been in that time, man. Should have rebuked Eve because she was being a demon back then, to corrupt him and make him fall away from believing in the Lord, man. Which she succeeded in doing that. She succeeded in turning him astray. Right? She led him astray in that time, man. She wasn't happy enough just falling from herself. And that's why even still now in this world, the woman is used to corrupt men. Esau corrupts the woman and then sends her to corrupt the man. You think that Esau hasn't read the scriptures and realized that the serpent was able to do this? You think he hasn't read that the woman's the glory of the man? Most of the time when Esau can get a man destroyed in some way, he uses a woman to do it. But the woman's so lost herself that she doesn't even know that that's being done. You think that's really, when you really deep and think about it, man, who was the serpent really trying to get? Did he really want Eve, or did he really want Adam? Was his goal really to corrupt Adam? I would have to say that I believe yes. His goal was really to corrupt Adam. But he got to Adam through Eve, right? When you watch the movie They Clone Tyrone, right? And it's kind of heavy that the one guy says that, man, in the movie They Clone Tyrone, right? Once they realize that they've been cloned and all that, right? The Edomite guy says to the woman, like, to make these clones of the two, and he points to the two Jake men, like, it takes a lot of time to make these clones. Like, it takes a lot to get these. But he said about the woman that was a harlot, a prostitute in the movie, he says, like, you're just a whore. Like, y'all are basically a dime a dozen. And when you spiritually think about that, what's said in that movie, it's like, to corrupt a woman and to get a woman to be led astray, like, don't take much. You know what I mean? It don't take much to corrupt a woman and lead her astray. In fact, we don't even need to clone y'all. Y'all ain't even deep to try and do nothing to y'all. But to get the man, though, to fall astray and turn away from his God takes a hell of a lot. And that's why the serpent had to start off when he was saying to Eve, is like, yo, you ain't supposed to be doing none of the stuff you're doing. And the things that she would have been doing originally at that time wouldn't have been nothing wrong. And then he came with the demon, man. And that's how Esau does it to Eve all the time in this world, man. Tricks her. And she doesn't even know, with her simple-minded self, that she's being tricked. Eve really thinks right now that Esau wants her to have some women's rights. You know what I mean? He really actually thinks that Esau, the same person that took her ancestors and put them on cargo slave ships and broke them, kicked her nan up the ass, made her nan pick cotton to the point where she looked 50 years older than she was. Looked way old before time. Did all that stuff, was graping her, right? And you so-called black men really believe that this guy gives a damn about you. Why? Because he gave you a job. Yeah, he did give you a job. Your job's to destroy the men of your nation. And you're doing an excellent job, you wicked scumbags, man. Now, you women have really done yourself a disservice by your own pride, man. Eve didn't know what the hell the serpent was up to, and neither do you know. And for all this strong, independent, you don't need no man, you run to Esau for every chance you get, mate. That's what I've seen the Israelite woman be like. They're always on Esau's shoulder like a damn parrot, mate. Evie want a cracker. Yeah. Eve's always trying to get a cracker from that pirate Esau, man. Every chance y'all can get to try and destroy us, and then you run back to him and how did I do? How am I doing? How am I doing? Polly want another cracker. You Eve's are like a parrot on Esau's shoulder, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. But then at the same time, you think that you're not doing that though when you clearly are. But that's what Eve did. When Eve was giving that stuff to, when Eve was showing them wicked ass ways that she learned from the serpent, when she was showing them to Adam, she was thinking that that was her idea. That was the serpent's idea all along, man. Really. When you really have to think about that story, man, that's really what was going on, man. But Eve was just lost. And that's why most of these so-called black women, when they I've got a degree and I ain't gonna take no mess. Mate, you got told that by Esau. When most of you Jakes, it's not even just the women now, when y'all say stuff like, oh, but if we put you in slavery, if we put them in slavery, then that would mean that we're just as bad as them. I've heard so-called white people say that before. I've heard them say that. When you Jakes say, but that's not how a conversation works. I say a bit, then you say a bit. And then I say a bit again, and then we're going to do 5 minutes rebuttal. And this is how a debate structure works. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and then 1 minute rebuttal, and then after that, we're going to do a conclusion on the debate. Y'all learned that way how to talk from Esau, man. If y'all was to just go to your own devices and decide what you thought it would be, you wouldn't say the same things as that. But he's got your mind. And that's why y'all people still believe in a virgin birth. You still believe that God loves everybody. And when you hear something contrary to that, you reject it. Because he's got your mind. Right? He's got you. He's got you right where he wants you, mate. Y'all are lost. And you know what? This is way over the time that I plan to do now. This has probably been one of the longest videos that I ever did, man. I'm gonna end. This is almost going to 2 hours, man. I'm gonna end the video there. Right? All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But Shamrock Harkwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. Shalom.